Basketball is one of the most popular sports in the world, not just in the United States, where it began, but in almost every country. This popular sport has millions of fans and has developed into a rich cash cow. We all love to watch our favorite players in the court, but have you ever wondered about the NBA rules? While some are rather standard, there are plenty of strange ones that you probably never knew about. From rules such as smashing the backboard to no pregame dunks, we're going to dive into them all. Stick around for all the inside details. Strange NBA rules you probably never knew about. Fans of the sport may be familiar with how the game is played and how the rules are applied. Even the most die-hard basketball fans, however, may be unaware of a few unique regulations that are unheard of in traditional basketball circles. You might not believe it, but these absurdly bizarre rules do exist. We'll look at some of these strange and lesser-known basketball regulations that can leave you scratching your head. No pregame dunks. To kick off this list is one of the strangest NBA rules you probably had no idea even existed. The NBA forbids players from dunking the basketball during pregame warm-ups for whatever reason. To get spectators excited about the game, you'd imagine the NBA would want its players to perform high-flying, dazzling dunks. Many league officials don't want some of their best players to be harmed before the game, or maybe they just think it's needless. In any case, dunks are not permitted during the pregame. Scoring in your team's basket. Next up on the list is one that is pretty self-explanatory. Do not score in your own team's basket, only score in the opponent's. It's pretty obvious, right? But it's still classed as one of the official NBA rules, and it would surprise you how often this rule is broken, whether it be on accident or purpose. The International Basketball Federation, FIBA, and NBA leagues both have this rule. Scoring at your own basket instead of your opponent's is deemed illegal under this regulation, especially when done on purpose. During an NBA game in November 2009, there was an incident of this. In a race against time, Nate Robinson of the New York Knicks made the unusual decision to shoot towards his own team's hoop. Robinson's basket was not counted, resulted in a turnover against his side, even if he did swish a goal before the buzzer sounded. New rule to limit fouls. Now, this rule has yet to be implemented, but it's definitely on the cards. According to the official online sources, the NBA will implement rule changes in 2021-2022 that will prohibit attempts to draw fouls on non-basketball plays. NBA officials will be trained to recognize and correctly rule overt non-basketball moves that initiate contact with defenders, such as an offensive player launching into a defender, abruptly deviating off path, kicking leg at unnatural angles, or hooking defenders with his off arm. If the contact between the offensive player and the defender is assessed to be more than marginal, the offensive player's contact affects the defender's speed, quickness, balance, or rhythm, the play is called an offensive foul. If the contact is deemed marginal, a no call should be sent. Staying in the game after a foul. What happens if a team's 5 players are unable to play due to injury or ejection? The solution? Send any player who has been fouled out to the game. However, there is a catch. If a player commits another personal foul, it will now be considered a technical foul, which usually awards the opposing team a free throw. It means that if a player who has already been fouled out returns to the game and commits 8 personal fouls, his team will be assessed 3 technical fouls, 1 for each of the 6th, 7th, and 8th personal fouls. In the NBA, there's a strange regulation. In high school and college basketball, though, things are different. A player is ejected from the game after committing a maximum of 5 personal fouls. As a result, his starting lineup is down to 4 men on the court. Breaking the backboard equals a foul. While it's impressive and exciting to break the backboard during a thunderous dunk, it's also highly dangerous. Glass fragments fly into the crowd, onto the players, and onto the court as a result of such an incident. It's also time-consuming to clean up. Any player who shatters the backboard, whether intentionally or unintentionally, will receive a technical foul. The points are not counted if the ball passes through the basketball. A player is not dismissed from the game if he or she breaks the backboard. Shaquille O'Neal made a slam dunk with so much force in an NBA game in the early 1990s that he not only shattered the glass, but he also demolished the structures that supported the backboard. Over 6 fouls. Now, this one is far from new, but we had to include it regardless. Can you imagine 6 players on a basketball team? According to NBA regulations, any player who collects 6 fouls in a single game is ejected from the game. He must stay on the bench for the rest of the game and isn't allowed to return. There is, however, one exception. A player who has previously fouled out is allowed to re-enter the game if a team is unable to put 5 players on the court due to injury or ejection. If the player who has been disqualified commits a foul, his team will be assessed a technical foul. Free throw shot clock. While some diehard NBA fans are aware of the free throw time limit, the league has failed to enforce it. A player gets exactly 10 seconds to shoot the ball after receiving it from the referee during a foul shot. Violation of the 10-second regulation carries the same penalty as stepping over the free throw line or into the paint before the ball is released. If the shot is successful, the point is awarded to the opposing side and possession is transferred to them. Although this is the rule, it is not always followed. This may be because if the rule is constantly applied, we may may not see as many free throws, which are arguably some of the most exciting and anticipated filled moments during an NBA game. Timeouts are key. Alright, we all know what a timeout is, and when it comes to the NBA, timeouts are extremely important and something that is taken very seriously rule-wise. During an NBA game, each team is given a total of 6 timeouts, which they can utilize at any moment during the game. There is, however, a catch. Teams must use 4 of the 6 timeouts and save at least 1 for the 4th quarter, according to the rule. This helps them spread it out and stops from one team having too much of an advantage in comparison to their competition. As you could probably imagine, if they took all their timeouts in 1 or 2 quarters, this would drastically slow down the game, making it boring for fans to watch, and is just not necessary. If they don't follow the rules, the referee will signal a timeout and the team will be penalized with a technical foul. This rule has been preserved so that television networks broadcasting the game can use the commercial break to air commercials. Jump ball has to be on the right side. Players must ensure that they're lined up to the correct side of the court facing the basket they're shooting into when playing jump ball. If the players are not properly lined up when the game begins, the referee has 24 seconds to call a foul, after which the game must be resumed. The game will continue if the referee misses the player's position or fails to call the foul within 24 seconds. Zeros on players' jerseys. Aside from duplicates and defunct uniforms, the NBA does have one rule regarding a player's jersey number choice, the number 0. The league doesn't allow players with the number 0 and 00 to be on the same squad. A single 0 or 2 zeros on the back of a player's shirt are the only options. A 0 and a 00 cannot be on the same team. Okay. 6 players were once allowed on a team. The NBA used to have a regulation that enabled a team to field 6 players instead of the customary 5. Of course, teams had to be very covert about it, only bringing the 6th player onto the court if the referee was not paying attention. The points would be counted if the referee failed to notice the 6th man before the team scored. And there you have it, everything you need to know regarding new and old NBA rules you probably never knew about. The NBA has taken over the world, easily becoming one of the most consumed sports worldwide. Although we love to watch our athletes play, most of us never really pay any attention to the official rules, and surprisingly, some of them are just quite bizarre. Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Were you aware of these rules? Did we miss any strange ones out? Let us know, but if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out on our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching.